you just let go, if you just surrender, if you just realize that everything that you want is you, there wouldn't be a need to let go actually, right? When we really reflect back on that and we look deep, the reason you think you need to manifest something is because you believe it's external and it's something that you have to reach for and take action towards. I don't believe in taking action anymore. I used to believe in taking action and I made a lot of money and I traveled the world and I'm still traveling the world now, but from a completely different energy. Right now I'm in Vietnam. I rented this Airbnb just to record this video. My apartment that I'm living in isn't as pretty. It doesn't have a pretty background. So I decided, hey, I want to create a pretty background. So I just rented this Airbnb just to record this video for you. What I'm saying here is that anything external that you want to create in your reality is you. So in reality, you don't need to let go at all because everything is you. We believe in this idea of separation, that the thing that I want is far away or hard to get. Taking action for me isn't a me, Gavin, I'm going to do something and then it's going to result in an outcome. I don't have that belief anymore. It's gone up a level. Whatever levels mean, it's just different. The different approach that I have now is that action takes me. In the infinite field of our reality, of the universe, of infinity, action exists as this all-providing, automatic, not needing to do energy, right? A tree is not thinking to grow, right? An animal is not thinking to grow. Like action's automatically happening on an energetic level. Everything is moving. Everything is vibrating, everything is frequencying, whatever that means, right? Everything is doing stuff automatically. There's no thinking thing that is doing the action. The action is just automatically happening. And I've just attuned to that frequency where action takes me, surrendering into universe, consciousness, infinity, God, whatever name or label you want to put on it. And so I don't need motivation. I don't need inspiration. Procrastination doesn't even exist in my reality. Procrastination is a function of conditioning. It's a function of the ego. It's a label that we put on energy that's a frequency of stagnation, of fear, of doubt, of trauma. Sometimes procrastination can be God guiding you in the right way, that actually I'm not supposed to take action on this. Not all the time. I think a majority of the time there are some mental and emotional and spiritual blocks stopping you from taking action. But the other approach is allowing action to take you. So getting back to the letting go, there's a thing that you want to manifest into your life. What if you didn't have to let go? You know, they have the saying, let go and let God. What if it's just God, right? What if there is no let go? What if the thing that you want to manifest is God? What if you are God and there is no separation between you and the thing? What if you thought about it in that way? What if you thought about it that actually I'm in all realities right here, right now, not in the future, not in my imagination, not dreaming it up, not visualizing, not doing affirmations, not doing techniques or anything like that. My dream reality exists right now and I am that reality. I am all realities because I am energy and energy is everything and everything exists right now. There is no separation between me and the thing because my skin, body, physical touch feels real and visceral. And my dream, for whatever reason, I'm imagining it as something that's in my mind, not physical yet, and visualizing it, you know, trying to manifest, making it happen. When in reality, it exists on the physical plane right now. It's just that your brain's choosing not to see it. It's choosing to say, I need to take action and my goal's over there. Your goal's not over there. Your goal is energy. Your goal is oneness. Your goal is consciousness. Your goal is isness, is God. So let's collapse all these ideas that I need to let go. Let's collapse these ideas that I need to take action. Let's collapse these ideas that I need to visualize. Let's collapse these ideas that I need to be in a high vibrational frequency. Being in a high vibrational frequency is a lie. It's a big lie. I need to be in a high vibrational frequency. I need to be a good person. I need to be a good little girl and a good little boy, and then I'll manifest my reality. No, you can be a badass. Like you can be whoever you're gonna be. And when I say badass, I don't mean like, oh, you're just gonna be, you know, beating people up or like, you know, rubbing children for their ice cream, right? What I'm saying is, if you look at a Japanese or Chinese, if you look at a monk can be very peaceful. Right? A monk can be very zen. very grounded. However, a monk can also kick your ass. And so we're being taught by the spiritual community, by religions and Christianity, and we need to be good little boys and good little girls. It's not true. You can be bad, you can be good. You could be yin, you could be yang, right? You could be low vibrational, it could be high vibrational, and you will still manifest because you realize who you really are. You're not this flesh body that needs to be in a high vibrational frequency. You are source, God, isness. And when you operate from that space and you can see the ego, you can see the body, you can see the bad parts and the good parts, and this is bad and this is good, and you're not judging it as bad or good, you're just seeing it as this is what the energy is flowing through right now and I need to set a boundary, right? And you're seeing it from that place. It doesn't matter if you're on a low vibrational frequency or high vibrational frequency. Are there people who are low vibrational frequencies and manifest their reality? Absolutely. Some of my biggest income in my business in the past, when I first started, right, many years ago, I've been doing this for 17 years, online business. I've been teaching people business, spirituality, how to overcome their blocks for many years now. And I've transformed many people's lives from all around the world, help people make 4, 5, 6, all the way up to the 7-figure level and help them manifest their dream relationship and much more. If you would like to get coaching with me, there's links in the description where you can join some of my programs and stuff like this. But what I've learned over the years is that actually, you know what? I manifested $80,000 in a single month when I had incredible crippling anxiety, when I was at my lowest, when I was feeling really bad in my health. I manifested $25,000 in a single day. And I've been able to do that over and over and over again. Not because I'm using some guru, spiritual, high vibrational technique that nobody can get to, but because I realized anything in this material world is not above me. It's not below me. It is me. There's no differentiation. There's no difference. There's no need to let go because I am the thing that I want to manifest. $25,000 is just $25,000. Whilst I'll use descriptions like this is a lot of money, this is a little bit of money, that is expensive, that is cheap, it doesn't matter because I'm aware that in the context, the grand scheme of things, in comparison to a majority of the population, this price point is considered something that's expensive. If you look at a bag that is $2,000, right, and then you look at a bag that is $20, the $20,000 or the $2,000 one is expensive. Even if you're a billionaire, the $2,000 one is more expensive than the $20 one. And so when we can become aware that money, whether it's $1 million, 6 figures, $1 billion, it's all the same energy. It's all energy, right? Maybe they're operating at different frequencies, but it's still energy. And all of it, not some of it, all of it is you. We're going to get a little bit deep now. Even the bad stuff. People don't want to own to the bad stuff. People don't want to take accountability, responsibility for the bad stuff. People are afraid to do that, to surrender to the idea that actually everything that I experience that is bad in my life is also me. And Gavin, like all the atrocities, I don't know if an atrocity is a word, but all the bad, the trafficking, the slavery, that's me too. Yes, that is you too. That is you. Because it is energy. Whether it's dark energy or light energy. And please don't turn off the video. You're going to understand what I'm saying in just a sec, okay? Because some people have a hard time understanding this. They have this illusion of separation, good and bad, evil and good. But once you're able to break through this, you realize actually there is only good and that you are that goodness and you are that isnness and you are that love. You see, God or the universe, Jesus, or whatever name or label doesn't intervene. Because we know there's a lot of challenges and problems happening in the world. God doesn't come and be like, okay, you need to stop trafficking over here. You need to stop abusing over here. You need to stop this and stop that, right? That doesn't happen, right? God doesn't intervene. Why? Because God is unconditional love. It doesn't see that situation as bad. It doesn't see it as good. It doesn't see it as bad. Just like your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something good and something bad. It has no idea. All it's thinking is survival. The main thing that your subconscious reptilian brain is thinking is survival. I need to eat. I need to make love, right? Procreate, recreate. What's the word? Can't remember the word, right? Reproduce and stay alive and breathe and stuff like this, right? When there's a bad situation that can threaten your life, right? It's not seeing it as a bad situation. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. So what we got to understand is that the subconscious or God, should I say, is kind of the same as the subconscious. It's not judging things as good or bad, even though in great books like the Bible, they will say, okay, you'll be judged at the end of your life, and then you'll either go to heaven or you go to hell. But if we go deep, don't mean to put any downers on Christianity. It's a tool to manipulate people to be good. If you look back at slavery, they got them to understand Christianity so they can get them in order, right? That was the main reason, to get people in order and to believe in a white man in the sky, right? That you need to listen to the white man. And so again, you listen to your slave owner, right? We can see that actually a lot of it was manipulation, whilst at the same time, there's some very good stuff in the Bible, right? So I don't mean to put down the Bible in any way at all. Let's really look at this good and bad thing and transcend it. When you transcend it, you can only operate from unconditional love, which means that nobody would hurt each other. Nobody would do wrong to each other. There would be no problems in the world if everyone was operating from above good and bad. Once you focus on being good, you create the pendulum of being bad. You create the opposite immediately, because our reality has the law of polarity. You automatically create the opposite when you move towards something else. Okay, so if you're focused on being happy, trying to get to happy, when you get to happiness, right, or you think you're at happiness, you will experience the opposite, depression. You experience something bad going wrong, and then you're going to be depressed. You make it available as soon as you reach for it. And I know we're getting deep on some stuff here, right? However, when we can be more in the middle, contentment, equanimity, stillness, that, okay, I can be happy some days, I can be sad some days, and both the bad and the good is okay. That it's not bad to be feeling bad, and it's not good to be feeling good. It's just an experience that the body is experiencing, and it's not to be judged as, oh, I need to stay over here, I need more of this, I need my life to be like this, or oh, my life is bad right now, I need to change it, I need to do something about it. As soon as we step back out of the pendulum, as soon as we step back out of polarity, and we step into the isness, we step into God presence, unconditional love. We're not judging this as good, we're not judging this as bad, we're just experiencing it as is. And that it's okay to be in any energy that God, the universe, is guiding us through right now. And when you can do this, you will release so much emotions. You will grow so rapidly. Right? It's good to grow so rapidly, right? You will manifest so quickly because you're not messing around with pendulums anymore. You're not attached to the material world anymore. You will experience yourself as is consciousness, God. You're experiencing yourself as everything is energy. And so what happens? Things manifest much faster. 2 days ago, I was in a Grab here in Vietnam. A Grab is like a Uber in the USA or the UK, right? And my girlfriend, my partner, Claudia, was asking me, oh, what car would you like if you had this amount of money, right? And she was like, oh, would you like a Ferrari? Would you like a Lamborghini? What kind of car would you get? It's like, yeah, Lamborghini, Ferrari, not really my style. I said, and then she said, what about Rolls Royce? Yeah, that's more my style, right? I'm sitting in the back, right? I'm being chauffeured, right? That's more my style. And then I said the Maybach. Some of you might know what Maybach is, right? Maybach music, right? Maybe you know about Rick Ross, right? So Maybach is a car usually that you get chauffeured in. You sit in the back, right? And it's a Mercedes. So I said I would like a Maybach. And bear in mind, we are in Vietnam, okay? It's going to be very, 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 very rare, even though it's a rare car anyway, to see a Maybach. Guess what? 5 seconds later, I'm not kidding you, we see a Maybach turning the corner. I was like, look, that's a Maybach right there. This is the frequency is what I'm talking about. And she will tell you herself that when I say things, they happen. I'm talking very quickly, very rapidly, right? I could have been talking about in the morning and then we'll see it later that day or even the next day. But it happens very quickly. When it comes to everyday things, manifest very fast, very quickly. Because I'm not judging good and bad. Transcended the idea of letting go. Transcended the idea of surrendering. Can't surrender if everything is you. You can't let go if everything is you. You can't manifest if everything is you. Just choose, right? Choose based on understanding how the third dimension works. How do you choose? You just decide. Let's just say I wanted a new pair of glasses. I got a pair of glasses here, right? I want a new pair of glasses. That's it. That's all I have to do. No visualization, no trying to make it happen, no letting go. Just, I want a pair of glasses. Okay, that's it. No energy behind it, no intending very strongly, no affirmations. No, it's more nonchalant. It's not a big deal. Okay, got to get a new pair of glasses. You want to fly to another country? I want to fly here. I want to go there. Okay, we're going to go there. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing to let go of, right? It's when, I really want these glasses, they're really nice. I really like them. I want to manifest into my life. I really want the glasses, right? There's too much behind that, right? You're not realizing it as you. The glasses is you. The car is you. The Maybach is you. You don't need to let go. When you realize who you really are, when you know who you are, not on an ego-based level. I know my name is Karen and I'm from, sorry, I don't know why I used the word Karen, name Karen, right? When you realize you are a Philip and you live in this country and this and that, that is the ego construct illusion, because that is not who you are. That is who the world has taught you to be. You cannot be authentic. It's literally impossible to be authentic because authentic is just conditioning. Real authenticity, if we want to talk about authenticity, is realizing that you are not you in the mind. You are not your brain, you're not your thinking, you're not your body, you're not your beliefs, you're not your identities, you're not your values, you're not any of this stuff. Those things are all conditioning that you've learned from the external reality. Had you been brought up in a different country, in the wilderness, and you needed to hunt, you wouldn't give a damn about killing animals. And now a little bit deep there, right? I'm mostly plant-based, just so you know. Right? So if you grew up in the wilderness and you grew up in the jungle and you was a completely different person, right? You would operate completely differently and you would probably hunt for animals, right? You wouldn't have the values, if you're a vegan, if you're plant-based, to not kill an animal. You would just kill the animal because you need to eat. You don't have those values. It's because you've learned from the world, right? And you've created a belief and narrative and story that says that I have to eat this way. And so that's who you are. I am a vegan. I am a plant-based. You're not anything. You're not plant-based. You're not vegan. You are consciousness beyond all of the narratives and stories that you tell yourself. You're not Christian. You're not Muslim. You're not spiritual. You're not a good person, a bad person. Unworthy, worthy. You're none of that. You are pure consciousness. Only the ego is saying this is confidence, this is not confidence. This is smart, this is not smart. Smart is only smart because someone said this is smart. But there's all different kinds of smart. There are people that are smart with programming. There are people that are smart with computers. There are people that are smart with hair. There are people that are smart with reading. There are people that are smart with speaking. There are people who are smart with listening and articulating information and being creative and painting. People are smart in different ways, but that's not looked at as smart based on conditioning, what we've learned from society. This is smart, this is not smart, this is worthy, this is unworthy. There's no such thing as unworthy. You can't be unworthy. It's literally impossible to be unworthy. Only the mind and the ego can say you're unworthy. You don't need to develop your self-worth. You don't need to believe in yourself. Why would you need to believe in yourself if you are God? If you are the universe. The universe doesn't believe in itself. God doesn't believe in itself. It just is. If you have a goal that you want, you don't need to believe that you can get the goal. There are people who don't believe they can get to the goal and they get to the goal. There are people who are not confident and they get to the goal. There are people who feel so low self-worth and they get to the goal. There are people who feel insecure and they still get to the goal. So it's not true that you need to become this person in order to get to the goal. It's not true. That's a concept of the mind, especially in this day and age of the internet. Can you be anxious in an interview and still get the job? Of course. It's a possibility. But if you believe and you attach yourself to the idea that being nervous in an interview means I won't get the job, then that's what you'll experience because that's what you see. That's what you believe. I believe it's possible to be nervous and anxious and low self-worth and still get the job and still make the money and still get the relationship and still get the house and still get the, right? And when you begin to experience this more and more and transcending the idea of this illusion matrix ego, you'll realize that confidence doesn't exist. I don't need to become this person. I am everything. And you won't have these narratives and stories about manifestation anymore. And you will become inherently confident. Yeah, how do I explain that? It's like, it's not the same kind of confidence, because it's more like your mind's become empty of all of these ideas and concepts. And then you show up differently naturally because you're an extension of Source God, even though it's not separate, right? The expression that's coming out of your mouth, the expression that's coming into your body, and what you're experiencing in life, the way that you show up is expressing itself from a different form, from a different energy. It's expressing itself from truth. So going back to the dark, going back to the sadness, going back to the negative, going back to the bad, we must embrace bad as us, and we are that too. Because as soon as you say it's not you, or you don't want to be like that, or you want to be more like this, you are creating separation between who you are. You're saying that you are not that thing. I'm going to give you a great example. You experiencing frustration or anger in the body. You don't want to feel it. You are denying a part of yourself. You are denying anger. You are denying frustration. When you resist it, when you want it to go away, when you want it to be different than it actually is, you are pushing away the truth of who you are. You are anger, and that is okay to feel and experience. You are frustration, and that is okay to experience. With yourself, around people, it's okay to experience negative emotions. Society has put us into this box that we need to formulate ourselves or construct ourselves in a certain way around people and fit in society, fit into society. In fact, in some places, it's not okay to be happy. It's better to be sad. And when you are happy, people are confused on why you're happy, right? Why you're feeling good. But again, when you're seeing this all from a perspective of going beyond the mind, going beyond ego, and not thinking with dualistic thinking, you'll realize that actually, when they're experiencing what we would call a repelling energy for you being happy, you're not judging the experience of what's happening to them as something bad, and you can continue to be happy, right? Despite what's going on in your external reality. Does that make sense? Now, we are all interconnected, but from my understanding, it's God always inviting us to realize how we can become more God. So as soon as you feel like, I feel like kind of bad that I'm feeling happy around other people, that's God inviting you to step more into light, truth, isness, and shine it even more. Blind them with it. Because from my understanding, we are merging back into oneness. We are merging back into truth. And through truth, manifestation comes easier, because you're not working from ego, narrative separation, individualization, or independence. You are working from we is God, togetherness. That is not just you are everything and everything is you. And so when you manifest that opportunity or that person or that event or circumstance, that person speaking to you is you. That opportunity is you. That thing going right is you. It's a reflection of you. And so what would you want the reflection to be? For me, I would want the reflection to be that I'm inviting more God source into ego realm, right? Ego realm is trying to make me avoid seeing source God truth. It's trying to make me go to material things, sexuality, more confidence, more status, more relationship, more this, right? It's trying to get me to focus on the external world. That's what ego does, because we've been trained to do it that way, by the way. It's not what the brain naturally does, right? The brain has been conditioned to do that through the media, social media, the TV, the, advertising is trained us to focus external, 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 external. And what I advise, or what I share, is how do you retrain the brain to realize actually you are none of that. You don't need any of that, because you are that. And so it is, right? And so it manifests without the same form of energy. So if you would like to continue this journey with me, and you really starting to pick up and grasp the information that I'm sharing with you, I know it's very different. I know it's very out there. I know it's really backwards to what most people are teaching, but you feel something in it, it's my intention to bring light to this information where people are understanding that this matrix world is a big illusion trying to trick you away from who you really are, and it's there to disempower you. And disempower you in a way to hopefully one day help you realize who you really are, right? It's all God, it's all you trying to remind you who you really are, to come back home, right? We came here to forget so that we could remember, right? So everything in the matrix illusion is not against you, it is you. And it's there to remind you, hey, I'm moving further away from the truth of who I really am. It's all an invitation for you to come back to consciousness, presence, source, isness, God, enlightenment, samadhi. So if you would like to continue that journey with me, I got an amazing program, 6-month program, links in the description. It will change your life and help you print money, okay? For those of you who still want that money, right? So check the link in the description. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.